Okay, so what is Vipassana? I'm actually going to read the literal definition of what it says here, and then kind of give you a brief description as to what I'm about to embark on. So it says, and I'm going to read this verbatim, so I'm going to look away from the camera. Vipassana is a way of self-transformation through self-observation. It focuses on the deep interconnection between mind and body, which can be experienced directly by disciplined attention to the physical sensations that form the life of the body and the continuously interconnected and condition of the life of the mind. So again, it's a meditation practice at the end of the day, and it is a way for you to be extremely connected to your body and your mind. What I'm about to experience is it's a 10-day retreat at the Northwest Vipassana Center in the state of Washington, and it's a 10-day intensive course. It is completely silent, so for the next 10 days I believe I'm only allowed 20 or 30 minutes of time to speak with my instructor about questions I might have or concerns, whatever. But yeah, 20 minutes a day is I'll be allowed to talk. So it's completely silent, and I believe we are expected to meditate anywhere between 6 and 8 hours a day for the next 10 days. So it forces you. You have no choice. Well, you always have a choice. Let me take that back. But if you choose to participate and you choose to complete the 10 days, you're going to look inward and you're going to feel inward. And that's what I want. That's why I'm doing this, for that sole specific purpose. And I have spoken to many friends who have done this, and all have said this changed their life and was completely an amazing experience. But they all had different reactions, and it all served them very differently, which is great. I'm going into this with zero preconceived notions, with an open mind and open heart, in hopes of it doing exactly the same thing for me. So, but just wanted to give a brief explanation as to what I'm doing, what Vipassana is, and yeah, I can't wait. Good morning. I am starting this video to document some before and after of my Vipassana experience. I'm starting that journey this afternoon, later today, and yeah, I have a lot of mixed emotions and mixed feelings about what I'm about to experience. So wanted to kind of give a brief explanation and my thoughts right now, how I got here and where my head's at going into this afternoon. But yeah, this started, I don't know, I feel like months and months ago, and maybe actually it started years and years and years ago. But realistically, it started a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago, and realized some things in my life needed to be addressed and were very personal to me, and some of my experiences that I was having at those moments in my life. Some of them were happening to friends, some of them were happening to my family members. And some of those things were affecting me quite a bit. And also, some of those experiences forced me to realize and see some things in my own person and internally, some things that I didn't really like, or that I needed to work on, or that I needed to address. And so I, kind of started this journey of, I don't know what you want to call it, self-healing, or even recognizing some of these traits and experiences, and learning how to deal with them, whether it be emotionally or internally, or just trying to understand really more or less what I was feeling and why some of the things that I did, some of them were actions, some of them were words, and trying to, ultimately, I guess it's more or less just trying to be a better person, trying to appreciate, obviously, the ones and the people that are in my life, and make sure that my actions are in line with who I am as a person at the end of the day. And in the past few months, some of those actions, though created and were me 100%, don't deny that one bit, were not necessarily who I see myself as, or who I know who I am to be. And so, we all have our faults. We all have, things that we deal with on a daily basis, maybe from our past or from whatever. So these are things that I had recognized and wanted to address on a very personal level for myself, and my own happiness, and my own growth, and the relationships and the people that I surrounded myself with. I knew this would be beneficial. So that's kind of a very short version of how I got to this point. Kind of when I started to recognize and see some of these kind of feelings and or just some things that I recognized in my own thoughts and in my own person, in my own speaking, that I wanted to address, and I wanted to understand more, and I wanted to not necessarily eliminate. Some of them I want to eliminate, but also just be able to clearly understand why I had done and said some of the things I had said, or how I reacted to certain things. All of these things, again, super personal to me and in my life. But again, it was recognizing these things and these actions and these words that opened my eyes to the idea that I needed to address some stuff and focus inward, and really dedicate some of my time to this effort. So I, living in a van the last 9, almost 10 months of my life has changed my life completely. It's opened my eyes to, such wonderful and endearing people that I can truly, honestly say will be friends for forever, for life. And this community, this nomadic community, is truly amazing, and again, so supportive, and I can't thank them enough. And so I reached out to some people that I trusted and that I knew would give me, valuable advice and valuable guidance. And honestly, it was a way for me to just continue the communication and conversation and help me understand what I was thinking and going through. And I knew some of these people, friends, would offer just an ear to listen, and that was very valuable. Let alone the advice that came with these conversations, and the guidance and support that came with these conversations, has been incredible. And so, yeah, I reached out to one friend in particular. You know who you are. And we had a long talk. And he advised, some things for me to read. And he spoke of this practice of Vipassana. Vipassana. I say it wrong all the time. Vipassana. And so, our conversation was immense the day we spoke of it. We talked for a very long time that day, and like a couple days later, after I kind of let it sink in, I looked up what the practice of Vipassana was all about. And I knew in that moment, like, I needed to make a change. I needed to address some of these issues, and I was dedicated to this journey. I was dedicated to doing so in this moment. There were exterior factors going on in my life at that time. A lot of family things were a major issue, or a major part of my life that's literally still going on. Yeah, still going on. And there were some other things, some friends. There was a very special person that I cared about very much, that I ultimately didn't treat very well in a very short time, and I feel really bad about that. But again, these things that were happening in my life, I was able to recognize the things that I needed to address, and that was a really, truly positive thing. I really am disappointed by some of my actions and some of my words, but as much as I don't like that those things happened, I can't take them back. I can't, I've apologized for them. But it was also these moments that have, again, got me here today, to where I am. Definitely not proud of them, don't really care for them, don't like them, but need and willing and wanting to address some of these things. So as I, started to read about Vipassana and this practice, I blindly signed up. I made a commitment. And of course, obviously, it's a very popular practice. It's a very popular thing. It's very difficult to get into. And I was put on a wait list. And I received an email and said I was the 13th person on a wait list. So at that time, a few months ago here, I didn't really give it much credence. I really didn't give it much thought that I actually would be participating in this. And during your process of your application, you have to give a time frame, if you do get on a wait list, to how soon you could actually be able to attend the 10-day practice if you're admitted to the program. And so I said 2 days. I live in a van. I mean, give me 2 days head notice and I'll see you tomorrow. And so that's exactly what happened. 2 days ago, I got the email that I was admitted to the program. And I was in Utah at the time, skiing with some very good friends and some new friends. And I literally had a conversation with a very close friend that morning and kind of just said, I think I need to do this, and accepted. And I'm in Washington less than 36 hours later. Kind of getting organized and packing and ready to participate in this 10-day Vipassana retreat. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a crazy 36 hours. It's been a crazy few months. But I'm genuinely excited about what I'm about to do. I'm genuinely excited about my efforts these past, call it 4 weeks of self-growth or learning about some of these things that I know I need to address. I've really spent a lot of time reading, not only hard copy books, but listening to audiobooks. I think I've read more books in the last 3 weeks than maybe I have in the last 3 years. So it's been really great to realize some of these things and listen to these other people who are very trained and knowledgeable in these subjects, give great information and tools that I now know that I can use to address some of these things. And again, it's only about kind of me, I guess, and things that are very personal for myself. And it's a journey of kind of a journey for the self. It's a journey for me only. But I wanted to document this to share not only the things that I've been going through, but then also the things that I'm doing, hopefully, to show that, I don't know, that these things are okay, that, people struggle with mental health and they struggle with, all kinds of things internally, and that, it's okay to realize that some things are wrong, and there are many different ways to address and fix a lot of those things, if not all of those things. So, yeah, I honestly have no expectations or goals or for making kind of this video or for documenting this. Maybe for just really only for my personal use. I do think there's value in it for others that are questioning whether or not they can do this, or whether this is something they have the strength to do. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be a very strong person. I mean, I have my moments, but at the same time, I'm proud of myself for recognizing some of these things that I need to address, and to realize that I am spending time, taking time out of my day and travel and whatever in life to address these. It's not, I'm trying to be better at the end of the day. And that's all I can do and that's all I can control, are the things that I know that I can focus on and work on, not only to be a better person, but to be a better friend, to be a better lover, to be a better partner, to be a better brother and son. These are all things that I'm focusing on right now, very specifically. And, this retreat, Vipassana, I'm excited about. I'm very nervous about. I know it's intense, but I know the concept and the practice of meditation will help me in my life. I'm very convinced of this. I spent a lot of time in the last year, and then realistically in the last 3 months, 4 months, trying to meditate and failing, I feel miserably at it. I'm learning and hearing from friends who have gone through this 10-day retreat and this Vipassana experience, and they've all reiterated that you're not ever failing at meditation. But I felt like I have been, and I have. I feel like I'm terrible at it. So, I mean, if there's only one takeaway from what I learn in these next 10 days, is a better way to meditate, this is a win. This is all going to be a really good thing. I know that's not the only thing that I'm going to take away from this experience. I know that for a fact. But I will, and hopefully will continue to meditate post this experience. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. And allowing that knowledge and or practice to continue to help me in my daily life, and when certain things happen in my daily life that will be very beneficial for me going forward, in my own happiness, and I think the happiness to the people that I'm around. So what are my expectations? What are, honestly, I again had a very brief conversation with a very good friend this morning, and I told her that I'm going into this completely open, an open heart, an open mind. I have zero expectations. I have zero preconceived notions about what I'm about to do. I've had lengthy conversations with friends who have experienced this, and they've been gracious enough to share a lot of their experiences with me in this process. So I have somewhat of a idea about what is about to kind of take place. But honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm so foreign, or I'm so not well versed in true meditation, that I'm going into this blind at the end of the day. As much as I've tried, and as much as I've read some books and tried to have knowledge of, I very much have no concept of meditation. I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to allow myself the time to really trust this process and enjoy this process. I know there are a lot of things that are going to come up during this process that are going to be really difficult for me to understand and handle. And I'm excited to see what those things are, and to, I guess, address them as they come up. I mean, it's not going to be, this 10-day retreat's not a one-day fix-it type thing. This is going to be an ongoing practice for me for the rest of my life, I hope. But it's also something where, again, this is just one more step and one additional thing that I'm doing to, improve myself and to be truly, genuinely happy with who I am. And, it sounds trite a little bit, but, people may say that too a lot, social media, whatever. But until you actually put in the work and really spend time learning and speaking to others who know more, and being humble when you know something's broken, or something's not right, and allowing yourself to kind of realize that, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I can go get some information from somebody else who knows a lot more, and I can be better. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I know this isn't, again, I'm going to walk out of here or drive away from the state of Washington in 10 days, 11 days, and I'm not going to be a completely new person. I mean, maybe I will be. Some of my friends who have done this have said, you will be completely changed. I welcome that. I'm open to that. My heart and my head is willing to go down that road if that's exactly what's going to happen for me. But I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm excited. I'm really excited. And this is just kind of the first step. So I'm literally watching, Holly, I'm literally watching the time go by here on this video. I'm 20 minutes into speaking, and I'm trying to keep this brief, but yeah, I just wanted to say a couple things before I start this process and this journey. I'm excited and I'm proud of being here right now, today. And I'm, 4 hours away from starting this process. And yeah, I'm excited to share with you all what happens. I don't know. I know this is going to be very good for me. I'm prepared for whatever comes my way, and I'm open to whatever comes my way, both head and heart. And I'm excited for this process, very much so. So with all of that kind of leading up to this and being said, I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you going along this journey with me. I'm always open and willing to communicate and talk to others about things that I've gone through or things that I'm going through. And it's nowhere near what I would say a lot of people go through. I'm extremely privileged in the life that I have, and that that's not beyond me. But I will say there are things that are not good, and I'm working on them, and I'm taking the time to do so. And for anybody that's willing to do that and willing to do the work and wants to communicate, I am always here for that. So with all of those things said, we're gonna continue to get packed up and ready to go, and then we're gonna head toward the Vipassana Center, and we're gonna start this journey. So we will see what part 2 is, because part 2 will be the video after my experience. So we'll see you then. Thank you. So I'm about 30 minutes from heading into the Vipassana retreat. Obviously the retreat's just south of Mount Rainier, in the Pacific Northwest, and I was here a little bit early and decided to kind of take this drive adjacent to near the property, and I ended up driving up to what's called Rife Lake, and I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Been kind of standing here for a good 15-20 minutes, just thinking about what I'm about to do, things that I want to explore maybe, I don't know. Just trying to clear my head and kind of prepare myself for maybe, what I'm definitely about to experience. So, but I don't know, I can't imagine a better place to be looking over right before I get to go do this experience. So have a look. Just truly stunning. So thank you for everybody who recently has listened and been there for me. You guys know who you are. I can't thank you guys enough. Each and every one of you is so special to me, and I'm so glad you guys are in my life. I can't imagine getting here and doing this without the kind words and the conversations that we've had recently. So thank you guys so much, and yeah, here we go. So we'll see you guys in 10 days.